Welcome to Voting Arena. Today we have our friend, our brother from the presidency, Honorable Aliyu Audu, on Voting Arena. Today he's here to tell us 18 months down the line of this administration, we're still getting to settle down, but there are some information from other quarters telling us that the time is running out. We want to know what they've done and what they propose to do in the remaining months that is available. Honorable Aliyu Audu.
Hey, brother.
My friend. Back in the days. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And my colleague here, not I didn't want to call it that day. Okay, Okafor here.
I like your Okafor. Yesterday I met a Fulani news on my. Today I'm meeting. That's the country we want to build.
That's the country we want to build. Irrespective of the religion, wherever you come from.
I am Igbo, I am Yoruba, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim. I am in Nigeria.
Yes. Dress across the traditions and cultures. And that's it.
That's the country we want to build.
Yeah.
A country where everything works for everybody.
Where diversity is our strength.
It's our strength.
Not rivalry, not competition. It's our strength.
Exactly.
I eat a wedu today, I eat suya tomorrow, I eat a pan coconut tomorrow. I mean, it's
great.
It's not
all right. So, Aliyu, 18 months gone in the first term of this administration. What can you say we've achieved?
I mean, without sounding overly confident, I would say that our hopes, are renewed to a great extent, especially if we understand where we are coming from and where we were as at 18 months ago, and where we hope to be. Because oftentimes I realize that a lot of people don't understand what the Nigerian dream is. I mean, there's this mindset of being better than your neighbor. I pass my neighbor, that we seem to think it's the progress. It's not progress. If you are good and your neighbor is not good, then you're not good.
Exactly.
We are only good when we are collectively good. Because it's even more so because we are the most populous black nation.
Yes.
And that responsibility of being a representation of Africa is on us. For every living Nigeria, you have the responsibility of representing what the black race stands for.
So, exactly.
And the black race is interwoven.
Okay.
It's interdependent.
Yeah.
I mean, we stand for ourselves.
Yes.
We are a family. The Westerners, they live in isolation. I mean, you probably be in a community where you don't know a neighbor for years. I mean, with the high walls, high fences, driving into your studio, and I'm saying all of the high fences is coming like that, but when we were way younger, it wasn't so.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, we knew our neighbors like 20, 30 houses down the line.
Yes, you could
the
interact.
children play together.
Exactly.
Christmas, you receive food.
Yes.
Salad, they receive food. I mean, that's exactly where we are. But we got to a point where because of for lack of words, now say like the insatiability of human wants, and the scarcity of resources, has now made us so
drove people to
the point where we are like, we see a MAGA in everybody we come across. Like, I want to take advantage of you. I'm transacting with you. The first thing on my mind is, how do I ensure that I get the better of this transaction? We're not minding what
whether
you
I'm
get.
going to be defrauded or not.
Exactly. What you get from it's like more or less like a parasitic or a commensalist relationship, as against being a symbiotic relationship.
So are we going to say that we have renewed hope?
Yes. I mean,
because the Nigerian on the street right now, if you tell them there's renewed hope, they don't feel it, they don't see it.
I agree, but I will equally tell you that the Nigerian on the street does not even know what the problem is. But you see people like you, people like me, people like learned people at our level who know, for us who know. When we don't know, we seek, which is part of this kind of conversation that we're having.
Yeah.
But when you do know, and it becomes your responsibility to share. We need to share that hope. Because at the end of the day, hope is all we live for.
Yes. If there's no hope, that's why you
then
see
there's no
so
point.
many vices on the street.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you see, we're coming from a point where we were so used to taking national resources and share among the few people who were close enough to government, not minding what the other people. Don't take anything for granted. Nobody was born with anything on earth.
Yes.
And nobody will die with anything.
We all came and met everything here.
And we'll leave it here. But it is our responsibility while we are here to ensure that we have the best of it, but preserve it for generations to come. You know, when you look at the United Nations, I mean, the entire UN SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, the idea is to ensure we have for Mother Earth what we need to live a good life without risking what is available for the future generation. And while we are doing ourselves, it has to be inclusive. You know, the weak, the strong, you know, the man in the village, the man in the city. The fact that you're in the city does not mean the people in the village
are living a lesser life.
Exactly. And for some people, they want to drive every new car that comes every year. For another person, it's just a comfortable car that moves them from point A to point B. This might be mass transit, this might be mass bus, this might be rail metro, this might be Okada,
But they are comfortable. Everybody should be comfortable.
I mean, for what you desire, when you get to a point where you feel okay, your standard of living should go up, and you think you've earned it, you should have it.
Okay, I will come back to that of driving particular cars as per governance. I'll come to that, but let's start with fuel. That's petroleum product. PMS. Let's start with that. At the time this government came in, PMS was 165 or 175 thereabout. Now it's about 1,000 naira.
It's coming. Now it's less than 1,000 now.
It's less than 1,000 now.
It has come down.
Now my thinking is that I don't support subsidy. Yeah. I haven't also said that every country subsidizes one thing or the other. Now, since we know that the money from the subsidy goes to a few hands, the government tells us we will take this subsidy from these people that are taking it and we will give it back to the populace. But we've not seen it that way.
Now, this is exactly where building a nation that works for all comes in. You know, if we remember when subsidy was introduced, I think that would be 73, if my memory serves me right from what I gathered. It was because there was an increase in the global petroleum products at the time. So when they said, okay, we are going to put our refineries to full production in such a way that we are not importing refined products, but until then, let's subsidize, because the way the prices were going at the international market, people won't be able to afford it. So let government take part of the payment so that the people can afford it while we, while we get our refineries to produce.
Make sure so that it will be reduced.
Good, because at the time, what we're producing refinery full capacity was more than enough for what we have. So we could have enough to use locally and have enough to export. So whatever it is that the government was spending to subsidize the fuel can easily be taken care of from the profit made from exportation. But then we became ineffective, which is one of the dangers of subsidizing consumption. Ineffectiveness and inefficiency. Because it became easier to claim subsidy than to invest in refining crude. Most of our big men are involved. You know, remember the case of Honorable Farouk?
Yes.
Who put dollar in the camp. Who was he with? Otedola?
Yeah. Who implicated him?
I mean, what was the dollar for? Even if it was a sting operation, there had to be some. I mean, they said there's no smoke without fire. So meaning there was something behind it. There was the big people are ripping off the ordinary man, and they're using their relationship with government or people in government to shield that. You know, whether we like it or not, there are people who are they're not immune. They are not bigger than the law, but They are always going to find their way around it. But instead of allowing this to be stolen while you chase after the thief, it's better to prevent it. That's why they say prevention is better than cure on one side. Then on the other side, we realize how less productive we became the moment you were not encouraging hard work, application of intelligence. If our refinery had gone the way they were supposed to, by now, probably every local government will have a refinery. Then everybody will start exporting. I mean, we should be able to feed the entire Africa of their refined product, because it will be cheaper for other African countries to buy from us than for them to buy from Europe. Now, those problems were there. I mean, of course, the population was small. And you remember back then, maybe we had only 20-25% of our population living in cities. Every other person was facing their farm. Consign them. They were really not benefiting from subsidy. Man, go to farm, come back. A few times that the truck carried his goods. So he was doing well. But as a population grew, as we speak right now, our population last year, 2024, grew by over 5 million. By the time we did the calculation, it came to about 10 people per minute, meaning Nigeria's population right now increases by minimum of 10 people by the minute. How long have we been here? If it's 20 minutes,
yes,
200 people have been born.
So,
and those are mouths to feed.
Yes.
So as to just quickly round up on the subsidy matter,
yes,
it took that direction, but the fact that we're earning so much, there's what they call Dutch disease in global economics.
Yes.
When your currency is overvalued because of a particular product that is selling in the market. So we've tied the value of our naira to that. Because we're earning dollars from crude exports. We're not adding value. We've forgotten that in the process of refining, we create jobs. In process of refining, we create indirect jobs. We create business.
I'll come to that refining.
You mentioned issues of collective prosperity.
Shared prosperity.
Yes, shared prosperity. That's the focus of what we have in this platform. The Nigeria that works for everybody. Shared prosperity, if you flip it, is also a shared sowing of seed, shared sacrifice to arrive at
shared
the
investment.
Yes. Like the president has been telling the people to sacrifice during these subsidies. Most people don't use all their cars anymore. Some get into the filling station, buy half tank and go. They share the right to National Stadium rather than you carry your car, carry your car. All of us are living from the same house to the same destination. Now, is it bad for the government themselves to scale their budget? Or this sowing of seed must only be sown by the people while the government budget remains the same manner it has been before removal of subsidy and after removal of subsidy? Does it mean the government can't sacrifice rather than buy cars every year for their workers and all that? Is it also wrong for them to share cars, use their own old cars, so that the people will realize that all of us are sowing this seed so that we can arrive at a shared prosperity?
No, I mean, it depends on what side of the divide you belong. I don't think that I don't think solely that we should look at the input. I like to look at the output. Okay. Right? If the target of the government is to provide shared prosperity, and government says this is what we need to effectively provide this, I won't as much as question what you need, but I'll focus on what you promise to provide. Right?
Yeah, I got it.
So sometimes, I worked with multinational before coming fully into politics. I worked with MTN Nigeria, and as a contract staff, I lived in Egbeda Governor Estate. One of the place very well. Yeah, one of the things that gives you pride for working with multinational was in 2000. This was about 2005. A 2003, 2004 Corolla will come to Egbeda to pick me from my house, to airport, to fly to Abuja to work, or fly to Kaduna to work, or fly somewhere to work.
Because of the value you bring to the table.
Good. So, I mean, even me would not have paid for that service if I was paying from my pocket. Okay. I won't. But you see, the value of what I am going to add is important to the business bottom line. Okay. And they invest that much in. They want to give you the best so that you have no reason to not give them your best. However, in terms of government, I agree that there are repetitive items on budget year in, year out. I mean, I just mentioned MTN. We never used to change laptop or computers until after 4 years.
That's right.
But I see that there are budgets where a department is every year 50 PC every year.
Yeah.
What happened to those
You
ones?
don't fit laptop.
Okay, all right, guys. All right, guys.
No,
Give me a second. I'll be
Okay.
back to both of you.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Voting Arena. We still have our guest in the studio, Honorable Aliyu Audu. We've been talking about how Nigerians should move forward and things we should see and say that the government is doing their best and what we should see the next. Okay, we talked about the failed subsidy to an extent, but I want us to talk about security. I think the president has done good stuff in security.
Yeah.
Number one, putting the right pegs in the right hole. The chief of defense staff, beautiful. Chief security advisor, a man of intelligence, and all the security apparatus. He has done well. Tell me how he has been able to achieve this.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mr. President is someone who's he is. I mean, I'm sure sometimes they'll give him developmental economists or developmental. I mean, they shall give him a professor in something in his lifetime. I mean, it has to happen because he does not see anything as freebie. He sees everything as business. You see the life itself as economics, as you have to manage it. Because what you have is small and what you need to do is small. So, you know, the very essence of economics, you know, small resources chasing big needs.
That's right.
So you have to manage your needs, you have to manage your resources, you have to find ways to multiply that. And he understands what security means. If you look at Lagos, for instance, where he governed, you know, during the campaign, I argued with a lot of people and I said, it is not enough to say, oh, come to debate. No. At the presidential level, it shouldn't be what you just say. You should be able to say, I did this at the subnational level. I did this at subnational. And it should be something you can point to and people can go and, I mean, I can come and promise to tie your road.
That's politics.
Talk is
Be
cheap.
an orator doesn't make you a better.
Thank you very much. Not talk is cheap.
Talk is
But
cheap.
at that level of leadership selection, you must have under your belt some level of experience and something that people can point to. Like I said any day, I can point to Lagos.
Okay,
And security matter.
yes.
That he got it right at this point isn't an accident. You realize that after Operation Sweep, what was that last operation that Brigadier Buba Marwa did in Lagos?
Okay, Operation Sweep.
Where he came, he did his own security outfit, which is still there today, which is like the finest unit or finest formation of policing. Rapid Response Squad. They are the finest piece of policing in the entire country right now.
With you on that.
And they have been that for over 20 years. So consistency. We have Lagos State has a security trust fund. So if you're a business entity in Lagos, you contribute to that. So you see that this rapid response squad, you see their police, they are differently kitted. You know, they look like the American police. They don't abuse people, they provide support to people when they are in need, but they cover. For the amount of business transactions that happen in Lagos, for the amount of money that exchange hands in Lagos, whether physically or virtually,
There has to be a rapid
the
response.
level of security in Lagos. Look
Has to
at
be.
Joburg. Look at all the other cities in South Africa. They don't even turn around as much money as Lagos, but the security there is
Top notch.
top notch. But when you look at Lagos, you realize that security is well taken care of. So it's about him understanding what the causes of security challenges are, then getting the right team to manage, then telling them what you want and giving them the free card to say, tell me what you need to give me the result.
Then
I want.
I'll give it to you.
Exactly.
Now, we still have some gray areas here and there. Of course, there cannot be total eradication of evil, do you understand? But I saw a video in Kaduna, I think today or yesterday, some of the bandits, and they were trying to say they have rescinded from what they are doing.
They are surrendering.
But I still saw their guns with them. I mean, I wonder, is it being, because it was the Kaduna state government that was organizing it. I don't know if it's in conjunction with the federal.
Yeah.
Do you understand? All those areas also need to be treated. We need to work on that.
Oh.
Then we've talked about the fuel, we talked about security, you've told us rapid response squad. We need to talk about the economy generally is bad from where it is right now. Is there some rays of hope coming?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it is not bad because anything you don't fix generally goes bad. But I don't think it's bad right now. It is harder right now because we are facing realities. Over the years, we've deceived ourselves. We've lived in Agbada where we don't even have, toothpaste.
But there's still a lot of the people in government still living in those Agbada.
See, whether we like it or not,
there will be people like that. But they should not feed off government.
See, I will not tell you that they will not feed off government, but what I can tell you is that whatever is meant for the good of the people should be used for the good of the people.
Exactly.
And it should be applied with the utmost intelligence
and
understanding of the need of the people today and tomorrow.
Yes.
So that we don't eat our future today, which was what we were doing prior to now.
Okay.
We ate our future to the point that we felt oil is not renewable. Oil is finite. You understand what I mean? Oil will run out
one day
at some point if we don't manage it properly. So we got to a point where we were selling crude oil and we were borrowing money against the future.
Yes.
So to the point that we have collected money for years to come on the oil. No, but we can actually bet on our economy. If we borrow money and inject into our economy, like, okay, what do we need to do to kickstart our economy? Our economy must be able to be productive. We should be able to produce largely what we eat. People are still going to import. There are people who have the taste for superior things and they have the pocket to run that. So ideally, it would be unfair to deny them that. But
no, that's why it's a plain market.
But the larger
market.
Population,
yes,
we must be able to create an economy where we can produce largely what we
eat.
Okay, you are talking about produce largely what we need. I keep asking, in as much as we are trying to move more into production, we need to get our power generation and distribution right. You probably let us know if this government has done investment in that regard. That's one. Two, so that you take them at once. We have a few local car manufacturing company here, Nord, Innocent, and a host of them. Why is government? I mean, everybody doesn't need a bulletproof car like the president. Not everybody. There are too many, all these engineers, SSA, secretaries, a lot of them. Why is our government not buying locally produced cars? At least, let alone all of that things.
Okay, let's start from the electricity.
Yes.
You know, the entire world was created on energy. You know, we literally can do nothing without energy. I mean, like the basic science knowledge, energy is the ability to do work.
That's right.
However desirous of doing work or being productive you want to be, if you don't sort your energy, then you've not done nothing.
No work, yeah.
So we're at a point where we can't have the population we have, and we are grappling with 5,000 megawatts. That's small. You know, so it means that even if I have the money, the energy production is so affected in such a way that they can't even produce it, let alone being available for me to buy. That is why all the importers of big generator came in. You know, we are importing generators to be able to power
our homes.
But if you look at the one of the first things Mr. President did after coming into power was to further unbundle the energy sector to the point now that as we are here, we can register a company and start generating electricity to supply the whole of Uye. And we'll tell AEDC, we'll take care of Uye for you because we can guarantee Uye 24 hours light. The laws allow that now. Prior to now, it was like what's it called? Like
cartel.
No, not cartel. It was like it was a list. It was an item that was on exclusive list.
Okay.
You understand that only federal government. Right now, federal government, state government, local government, individuals, even universities. Everybody can go into power production, power transmission, and power distribution. So now that we have legal framework that supports that, the next thing is access to credit. Because if you have an idea of how to produce, you need credit.
Exactly.
So currently, what most of the power producers have complained about is that because government subsidizes electricity, they don't have enough. They don't make enough to cover for their expenses. That's why you hear government is owing NEPA, government is owing a distribution company, government is owing this, you know. But freeing up that will now give these guys the ability to produce as much as they
But
can.
do we have people coming into that right now?
Oh, a lot. Look at what's the Professor Naji. You know there's him.
In Abia.
Yeah, in Abia.
Adeleke.
Adeleke, Mr. Davido's father.
Yes.
Adeleke.
Yes.
There are a number of people. Tony Elumelu. You know,
Yes.
all of them are in power generation. There are a number, that's Transcorp Group.
Yes.
There are a number of companies in Transcorp generation based on, the gas powered. You know, but because there was a time where these guys produce so much, but they cannot sell because the distribution say, don't give us electricity because we cannot collect our money to pay you.
So we're headed to having sufficient power generation.
Exactly. Then we still have a challenge in the fact that the entire country is linked on the national grid. So, but with the new unbundling that Mr. President has done, that is going to be decentralized, where, one problem somewhere does not cause failure in the entire country. So it now means that in a particular location, we can generate, distribute,
Kind of modular formations.
In those small units, so that we break it down further. I do not think for any reason that AEDC is strong enough to take care of even one state, let alone 7 or 8 that they currently take care of. Look at AEDC is taking care of Niger, Abuja, Kogi. They don't even do enough for one state.
Talk more of taking care of
Exactly.
5, 6
But if that is broken further, you so that you're able to concentrate and give your best to your customers. It's not enough to charge how much per kilowatt. Yeah. There should be customer service that follows that. I should be able to know if I have paid you, it's prepaid for God's sake. Yeah. I've paid for 8 hours of light, and you're not going to give me a light. If you're not going to give me light for that 8 hours, at least notify me so that I can provide alternatives, so I can plan my business, I can plan my life in such a way that your outage will not cost me my business or will not cost me the money I will use to buy it. Okay. That's on one side.
Okay, on the other part, about patronizing locally made products. Using our car as example.
There's a lot of other. First thing first, we need to understand that we don't manufacture any. Nobody manufactures car in Nigeria.
No. I don't. Yes, good. Even Mercedes. Hold on. If you take the best of Mercedes car,
yes,
be the best.
Yes.
80% of Mercedes parts are not manufactured in Germany.
No.
So we have done that before. That's why let's settle it. All the cars manufactured all over the world.
They have one thing manufactured
comes from all of that country. So in the country where the company is registered and functional and making the output is where they are deemed to be manufactured.
Now, so what I'm saying now, right, is capacity to be able to meet the demand, local demand, is another thing.
Yes. The one we already have here, the little we have, if it's 10%, if it's 20%, can we patronize it?
So what are you saying? Like we have 360 House of Rep members, for instance.
Yes.
I say, Innocent cannot give me 360 cars of that quality for that period. I say, oh, you take Innocent, you take Toyota.
No. If it gets to that one, if it gets to that of the National Assembly, there's an argument for that. Now, this is the argument. Must we buy car for honorable members?
Oh, yes, you should. Why should you not?
In every democracy, it's not like that.
No, don't say that.
Honorable, do you know that most of them turned up selling those cars?
Hold on. I just gave you an example now. As a contract engineer in MTN many years back,
yes,
I was assigned a car. Even if I was going to fix a PBX in the next office, there is a car that is taking me here. It's called work tool. It's tool of trade.
No, because of where the department you were working. I know you as an engineer.
No.
But there are other people that were not engineers that didn't enjoy the benefit of what you were enjoying.
The marketers had it. The customer relationship people had it. The people in sales had it. The people in HR had it. See, for as long as you are living, just a minute.
Yeah.
For as long as you are leaving your place, we have staff boss. Why do you have staff boss?
No. Why did they use staff boss?
Why did they
Why do you have staff boss? The question is, why did they use staff boss? Why not individual of them carry one vehicle? Because of what you told us before. Economics is about limiting factor.
No, in every society there are cadres, right?
I'm coming.
Hold on. In every society there are cadres, right?
Yeah.
Let's even move away from government.
Yeah.
Let's move away from government, and I'll tell you why. Let's take banking sector, for instance. What kind of card does the bank CEO use? Zenith Bank, for instance. What kind of card do you think they use?
Okay, now. Is it the same bank that Zenith card that Zenith Bank MD uses, that a microfinance bank MD or Access Bank uses? Sometimes, but according to their budget and what they have,
Bank,
we don't have money. We are borrowing. That's our problem.
I am coming from the premium.
Yeah.
Your Zenith Bank CEO reports to some directors and the CBN governors.
Yes.
Your CBN governors report to the National Assembly. Can you see the hierarchy?
That's right.
National Assembly is here.
Yeah.
Your CBN governor is here.
Yeah.
Your Zenith Bank CEO. If your Zenith Bank CEO is using G class of 2025, so what do you think your CBN should use? If your CBN is using that, what do you think your National Assembly? See, one of the first thing the current Mr. President did when he was governor of Lagos to ensure that there is stability in the judiciary was to ensure that we didn't have judges who were begging lawyers and begging people who have cases
for money.
Because there was a particular situation where a good judge, needed certain amount of money because his child was sick.
So he had to compromise.
He probably didn't, but he was put at the point where he needed to take offer or ask for offer from someone who has a case before him. So
now, what if government doesn't have money to buy those?
Exactly.
They can borrow to buy those.
You see, cost of running government is line one.
No. You were telling us that you don't subsidize consumption.
Yes.
Now, if government does not have money if we have money to buy those,
government is not consumption. Government is operation.
I'm coming.
Government activities is not consumption. It's operation.
I'm coming. Yes.
It's operation.
But do you know that if government money you spend on government is operation, that what is the output?
Exactly. So that's why I said, let's look at the output.
So what is the output?
Good. The output is that we agree right now there's been an improvement in security, right?
Yes.
We are at the point where the last 3 quarters we've had positive trade balance. We used to have negative trade balance. We have positive trade balance. We are at the point where we are now refining our petrol. Port Harcourt is working. Dangote refinery is working. LMA is about to start. Kaduna is close to working. That is improvement.
Okay.
We are at the point where, as we speak today, we have farm produce, right? That is more than what we, as in the 2024 harvest, is way more across the country. Way more than where we, as we speak.
Have you analyzed that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because there are some forecasts.
No, I'm not talking forecast. I'm talking
the last
facts.
question. Our time is getting.
Cross River has joined the league of wheat production. Did you think that was possible?
Okay, hold
Do
on.
we optimize in government expenses?
Oh yeah.
Expenses.
In everything we
Government
do,
expenditure.
the essence of human existence is to optimize.
So
Okay, I'm out of time. I want you in 1 minute. What should we expect? In 1 minute, please.
Good. We are going to build a productive nation that will lead us into having shared prosperity, where people who have what it takes to work will find work to do. And that work they do, they will be fairly and adequately enumerated for their work so that they can live the standard of life that befits that they are earning. I mean, with what Mr. President is working right now on credit system, we'll be able to live like developed countries where we don't have to put down all like 30 million, 40 million to buy a house.
So when I will looking up to the starting of that,
Because the time is quite
what you
short.
explain now is very super. When do you think we can start looking out for that timeline? Next year? Next 2 years?
No, this year. This year, before the second quarter. As a matter of fact, for instance, now we've received about 80-something containers of tractors from Belarus, right? And before the end of before March, we're going to receive 2,000 tractors. And with these 2,000 will come with 9,000 implements, the plowing, the plow, what's it called, plower, the planter, the harvester, all of those that will be attached to it. The plan is to have 2,000 minimum every year for the next 5 years, because we want to be able to prepare lands across the country available for everybody to go into agriculture, but not subsistence agriculture that used to do to feed. Agriculture that we do with the mind commercial, so that we can produce enough, so that even our young minds, young people can find agriculture attractive, because they are not using hoe and cutlass. They'll be using machinery to do it. And with that,
all right, I've always known Honorable Aliyu to be someone that believes in the prosperity and the workability of this country, Nigeria. He has explained to us what's been done and what's been done and what's going to be done. It's been a wonderful time on Voting Arena. Thank you for coming. But this is just the beginning.
No,
because you are going to be coming again
Yeah,
and
I want
again
to
and
see you
again.
again.
Yes.
This is home.
Yes, exactly.
This is home. I mean,
Exactly.
anyway, you come here, I come. I don't get any choice.
For our viewers, thank you for watching. There is hope for Nigeria. I believe there is hope for Nigeria. I really believe that.
And the hope is renewed.
And the hope is renewed. All right. Thank you.